Welcome to the Ref Show. A couple of red card controversies in the Premier League, which we'll examine and look at perhaps how they might have been avoided. Some good performances as well to reflect on, a balance in the programme. We'll look at the Championship, some key match incident there, and some good news to start with. Michael Oliver, Mark Halsey and David Hirst, welcome to the panel here. Michael Oliver selected for another European game, Champions League game. I think he had one earlier this season. He's got Dynamo Zagreb against Sevilla. Is that merited?
I think it is. I mean, I think Michael's got the potential. He's got the ability to become an excellent referee. And in the past, I've been critical of Michael. Where his problem lies was he was unable to make big key match decisions and get them right. He was making the decisions, but sorry, not making decisions and sort of missing them. And I think he's learned. And I said on this show many times, if Michael can eradicate that from his game, you know, making errors regarding key match-changing decisions, then he'll be a better referee. And I believe this season he has done that. He is now getting the big key match decisions correct.
And he's having the courage to give them as well. I mean, Saturday's game, he had Manchester City, Everton 1-1. A couple of penalties that they were saved, by the way, by Stekelenburg, the Everton keeper, remarkably.
Well, absolutely, and that's where I think he's learned from, whether he watches this show or not, because I've also been a bit critical of him sometimes, where he's gone looking for trouble, players have gone down, when there's been contact, and he's stopped the game and he's cautioned players. Like a few weeks ago at Swansea and Liverpool, Sturridge has gone down, a little bit of contact, doesn't mean to say it's simulation. Just play on, don't go looking for trouble. And Saturday, Sane at Man City went down easy, and he didn't go looking for trouble and he played on. So he fully deserves it. I think he's at the top of his game at the moment, and well done to Michael.
I think what he's doing, like you say, he's learning. I mean, he's getting bigger games, which the decisions are more impacting, you know what I mean? So he's getting in them games, he's making the right decisions, and the better he gets at that, the higher he'll go. And
the pleasing thing is whether he's watching this show, because we've highlighted where his pitfalls to his performance, and he's come back and he's eradicated them, and it's pleasing to see. So hopefully, you know, we've had something to do with that.
Well, you know, we're all delighted, I think, in the studio to see referees do well, and this programme does indeed try to be constructive, but it also tries to be objective. And if mistakes are made, without fear or favour, you guys will call them. Let's have a look at these two red cards in the Premier League. And first of all, how this clear mistake could have been avoided. This was a rare couple of errors involving Martin Atkinson. Crystal Palace 0, West Ham 1. Aaron Cresswell of Hammers gets sent off within the space of 51 seconds here. Glen Turlough highlighted it on RefCam. First one, simulation, and then barely a foul on the touchline. Peter Kirkup coming in. Now, how can this situation?
I'm going to come back to what we've just been talking about. You know, okay, if you don't think it's a penalty, just play on, unless it's clear simulation. I was watching the game live, and I thought straight away it was a penalty.
It's clear contact.
And I thought when he blew his whistle, I thought, oh, he's given a penalty. Then he's compounded the issue by bringing attention on himself and cautioning for simulation, where it's clear it should have been a penalty. As I said, just don't go looking for trouble. Just play on. And I think and then 51 seconds later, I don't think that's a free kick. For me, it's not.
What you're saying is pretty much a knee-jerk reaction to blowing the whistle of what have I blown the whistle for? Am I giving the penalty? Am I going to book him for simulation? You know, that's where the problem starts.
Yeah, and I think that the crowd as well. I think he succumbed to the crowd on both issues. I mean, the second instant, I mean, for me, it's not even a foul. But the assistant referee Peter Kirkup was flagged, and as a referee, you support that free kick. You're thinking to yourself, oh, what's he flagging for now? That's not. But you support him. Teamwork. But then to go over to Peter and speak to him about it. I mean, he's the boss. He's the boss. Okay, give the free kick. There's no need to go over to speak to the assistant referee.
Would that not be going over to clear it up as not undermining him, to go and have a little word and work it out between the two of you?
Martin's an excellent referee. Okay, he's an experienced referee, and he's had a fantastic start to the season. And when you look at it, is it a foul? Ooh, I'm not so sure. But the assistant's flagged. You back him, and then you look. Hang on a minute. Has he stopped a promising attack? No, he hasn't, because there's defenders coming round to covering the ball.
Is a free kick just enough to give?
So a free kick for me is just enough. And once again, as he goes over to Peter Kirkup, he then puts pressure on himself, on the assistant referee, because then the crowd are going off. Yeah. And then, you've got to be mentally strong. You've got to be mentally tough. And Martin, the mistake Martin made was going over to the assistant referee and asking his opinion on that challenge. And he felt under pressure, and he's come out and said it's a second yellow card. And for me, he should just give the free kick and played on. He's changed. Fortunately, he hasn't changed the force of the game, and West Ham went on to win. But when Martin looks at that, he'll be disappointed.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the other big one. This was John Moss's game, Arsenal 3, Swansea 2. There's been a variety of views on this one. This is Granit Xhaka of Arsenal. Gets sent off a straight red. There was a surprise reaction from the commentator on television on Match of the Day for this. Brought the guy down from behind. It was a kind of a clear trip, and it was very cynical. The card was red. Where do you go, Mark, on this one?
Listen, it's all about opinions. Jonathan Moss felt it was a challenge that endangered the player's safety with excessive force and brutality. That's what a red card is for. That is what serious foul play is. For me, I just thought it was a reckless challenge, and a yellow card would have sufficed. I mean, looking at that challenge, and I looked at the one Dean Marley made on the Southampton player, which I thought was worse yesterday, and Mike Dean produced a yellow card, which I thought was correct. I think if we look at John's performance, I think he's lacking in confidence. I think he needs to be taken out. I mean, obviously his last game was the Everton Crystal Palace, where he was wrong in law with the goal for Everton that should have been disallowed because it was an indirect free kick, not a direct free kick for dangerous play. And his recognition of careless and reckless in that game wasn't what it should have been at that level, because he had 9 yellow cards and it wasn't a 9 yellow card game.
You say about confidence, maybe a referee, say, lacking in confidence, would have been more inclined not to give a red, you could argue.
Again, it's stamping his authority into it. Making a big decision like that. Like you say, is that the nerves? Is that him?
It was right in front of Halsey and David
confidence, but does that give him confidence? Because he thinks he's got it right, and it is a red.
Well, referees have to think.
They have to, but he didn't bring the red card out straight away. I think because it was right in front of the dugouts, and if you saw the Swansea dugout, they came running out, and I just wondered if that had perhaps affected
the reaction
to the red card.
It's human nature. Referees are only human.
They're only human. But if
there have
that's
been
the
occasions
reaction,
when you've reacted. I remember a penalty incident. Didn't you change your mind or something?
Oh no! I thought I buried that many years ago. You brought me back up for that. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, mate. Oh dear.
I can remember.
Have I got my red card here for you?
Yeah, I've got my cards in my pocket as well.
But the referee shouldn't be influenced by the bench.
No, that's
or by the players,
or by the fans.
No.
Or he's going to get more of that. That is for sure.
But that's human nature.
I mean, I saw Carragher and Neville talking about the same situation. Neville said Manchester United used to go and harass the referee to try and get the little bit of a decision.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what's happening with a red card decision from the bench, then we've got problems.
He's absolutely spot on, because he's done that many times with me when I refereed Liverpool, Man United, and at Old Trafford. But that's when, as a referee, you've got to be mentally tough and mentally strong, because players soon know when you're not.
But this is what I'm saying with the red card. He makes the decision. He thinks red. He gives red. I'm going to stand and back the referee.
I have to be strong, because we've run out of time for part 1, but there's loads of time in part 2. Just briefly mention Kevin Friend and Mike Jones. Kevin Friend, West Brom 1, Spurs 1, and Stoke 2, Sunderland 0. I don't think issues for either gentleman.
No, there's no issues. But what I'd like to see now is, I mean, we've got these guys have got. And Lee Mason have got 20 years of Premier League experience under their belts. I'd like to see them move on and do the bigger games, and the Premier League or the PGML are not trusting them to do these bigger games. How are they going to improve?
Lee Mason had Bournemouth 6, Hull 1, and Hirsty and he says, we could have refereed that. I disagree. Join us again for part 2. As players sprint into the box, an attacker appears to tear a muscle and collapses. The chasing defender stops, but another attacker leaps over his teammate and scores. Goal or no goal?